Alright, what's going on everyone? Today I want to take a look at the most powerful budget deck on Magic Arena. Now, a lot of people believe that red aggro is the best budget deck, and that is typically true in paper, but not always on Arena. It does play a lot of rares. On Arena, a rare is a rare, so a budget deck is more about commons and uncommons, and this is by far the most budget deck in Standard. However, there's a very big asterisk. It is a 3-color deck, so it does not have a budget mana base. Now, there is a Dimir build, and the Dimir build is just as popular as the Esper build. In the 2-color deck, you can get away with more basics. In the 3-color build, I would definitely want these rares, and I will look at both of them. But as you see, I have these sorted by rarity. There's 4 commons. All of these are uncommon, very craftable, and I do think these rares and mythics are required. At least, I would want at least 3 of these. I wouldn't go down to 2 or less. And some people do play 3 of these. Do I have 3? I don't. But these are basically required. But after that, you're basically good. And as you notice, again, commons and uncommons. So how does this deck work? So it has, let's look at all of these. So Wizards of the Coast keeps printing these cards. They're basically like old, like 30-year-old cards, but they've been power crept to be, they sit on the battlefield as an artifact or an enchantment. So this is like a duress type of card, but it's an enchantment that sits on the battlefield. This is a diabolic edict, but also it sits on the battlefield as an enchantment. This is like a disfigure type of thing. There's also, it's not in this deck, but there's also Grim Bauble. That is a literal disfigure. 1 mana, -2/-2, but it sits on the battlefield as an artifact, has upside. You can sacrifice it to surveil. Right, they keep giving us these cards. So the idea behind these decks is we want to play these, we want to get their effect, and then we want to bounce them. That's not the right card. This bounces, this bounces. This, when it enters, return a non-fairy, non-land permanent. So any of these. As an additional cost to cast this, you have to return a permanent. So one of these. This will return 2 permanents, and if you target one that you control, it costs 3 less. So it's 2 mana to bounce one of your permanents and one of your opponents. So the idea is like, you play this, you make the opponent sacrifice, then you play this, you return this to your hand, you replay it, you make your opponent sacrifice, then you play this, you bounce this back to your hand, you replay it, you make the opponent sacrifice, do that over and over and over again, and you just get tons of value. We also have Kaido. Now the reason Kaido is so good is he has ninjutsu, meaning you can attack with one of these. Note they have flying. You can ninjutsu this into play, return these to your hand, then replay them to return one of these to your hand again, and replay those. So you just get constant value over and over and over again. And the Esper deck has the added benefit of having opportunistic scavenger. So every time you replay all of these enchantments, that's why this deck doesn't play the Grim Bauble, because it's an artifact. But these enchantments add counters, and we have a couple removal spells. So all of this is super budget. Again, we have 1 common, which is here. We have 2 rares. We have 4 rares, 2 mythics, and then all of these are uncommon. That's the rarity breakdown. Very budget friendly. You just need the lands. Now, if you don't have the lands, we can look at the Dimir deck. Let me sort these by rarity really quick. So this is the breakdown. Now, in my build right here, we do have all the rare lands. But because this is a 2-color deck, you can probably play a lot more basics and get away with it. This deck does have a couple extra rares. Whether this is necessary or not, I think it's pretty good. But the key difference here, we're playing Drowner and Spyglass Siren. Since we don't care about enchantments, we can play Grim Bauble, and the rest of the deck is exactly the same. We have our things that like to be bounced. We have our bouncers right here, right? All the same stuff. We have an extra thing that likes to be bounced. This is card draw. This is card filtering with the map token. Also has flying for Kaido. And this is just tempo stuff and more removal. So we have, the same package really. All of this is basically the same. We have a couple less of these. One less because we have the 2 Grim Bubbles. But it's the same stuff. And this deck is currently one of the most popular decks in Standard. So today, I'll play with both decks. I'll play a couple games with Esper. I'll play a couple games with Dimir. And we'll see how this thing does. But the answer is it does pretty well. This is a very good deck. And it has very, very few rares. We're talking This is all the rares the deck plays. But yeah, let's play some games. If you've been playing for a while and you have a lot of dual lands, I mean, you can build this thing for basically nothing. I mean, this is fine, right? We'll play Hopeless Nightmare. Turn 2, we will probably play Fear, return Hopeless Nightmare. We help them though, so that's a problem. Yep, okay. So we'll play this, play Fear, return this. That's okay. If they return the Oculus, we can kill it. They don't. That's good. Alright, well, we will Hopeless Nightmare. Make them discard. It's another Oculus. Interesting. This is an instant, so that's good. Hit for 2. Opponent's down to 14. Remember, this causes them to lose 2 every time. So this is an instant. So if they reanimate Oculus, I can instant speed, return it to their hand, return this, replay it next turn. Kind of awkward with the mana. I didn't get double black, and I have a lot of black cards. Opponent does nothing. Okay, that's fine with me. So it might be worth playing Momentum Breaker at this point just to make them discard. I still have 2 for the this town ain't big enough, so I think I'm going to do that. Make them discard. It is a Hadijin. Alright. Moment of Truth. They're really looking for those reanimation spells. The fact that they don't have any, even if they find one, I can bounce, I can kill, I can kill here. I have a lot of ways. That's fantastic. Okay. I mean, I lose out on 2 damage, but also, like, I play Hopeless Nightmare again. Sure. Chart a course, sure. Discards a land. So it's, I want to keep 2 mana up. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to bounce this. I'm not going to play it though. Pass the turn. Removal spell. Okay. It's only a temporary one, it's fine. Mill 4. Targets themselves. Do they have a reanimation spell in graveyard? They have a helping hand, yeah. Okay. So, do I just kill that? Probably. Just kill it. They're out of cards. Hopeless Nightmare. If I pay 4 for this, I only have 1 land available. I think I just play this and make them lose 2. And then we're not playing Fear of Isolation here. They cast Bounce. What? Why would you do that? You're supposed to cast the helping hand, right? Am I crazy? Alright, we will sacrifice this. Scry 2. Hex Mage. I thought I took that out. How is this here? Didn't I take this out? This wasn't in the deck tech, was it? Huh. I don't understand that at all. Guess I can do this. I don't know why that's there. They didn't play their card, which is great for me. Let's make them discard it. Counter. Soul Partition. Keeping my mana up. Helping Hand. Yep. So now it's, we do this. This. I timed that wrong. Now they can recast it. I timed that wrong. I was supposed to do that at the end of turn. That was a mistake. I was supposed to do that end of turn, so they can't recast it and then make them discard it. And now they can recast it. Oh my god, that was so dumb. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So, is there anything I can do here? No, I don't think so. That sucks. That sucks. Man, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. So dumb. Alright, well, we forced them to sacrifice. Counter here. We do this. Counter here. Down to 6. God, that was so dumb. Oh, I'm in pain. I'm in so much pain. All right, we need a removal spell now. Nope. That's cool. Not what I'm looking for though. Bounce this. Counter here. Play this. Sacrifice. Counter here. Sacrifice. Now they have to block or they're dead. Yeah, okay. Jesus, that was such a dumb mistake. I need to change the deck too. I don't know why that Hex Mage is in the deck. Okay, so it's 1 for this. We'll do a... Yeah, nice. We put a counter on the fear. We attack both. They have to block. And they're dead next turn. That was really dumb. I'm really disappointed that I made such a heinously stupid mistake game 1. And I don't know why the Hex Mage is in the deck. That Hex Mage is in about 58% of decks. Yeah, it just changed. I didn't save. Okay, let's do this. Done. Please save this time. It's in about 58% of decks, so some decks do play it. It's not a requirement at all. 50% of decks don't play it. 42% technically, but it's not a requirement. Okay, well, we can rip apart their hand. No creatures, but it's kind of okay. Didn't get double black again, which has been awkward. There we go. Alright, force, discard. Is it the same deck again? It's the same deck again. Jesus, man. Why does this always happen? Every time I record. I swear. Sure. Draw 2. Discard 1. So because they can reanimate next turn, I don't play anything. The plan is let them reanimate the Oculus, then bounce it in my Hopeless Nightmare. Oh, they can't do it. That's fine. We can play a Hopeless Nightmare next turn. Alright, my turn. Wow, we got lands. Discard. Okay. Pass the turn. Sure. There's a helping hand. So they play the... Oh, they don't have an untapped white source. Now they have an untapped white source. That's fine. Let's wait until the end of turn. Do this. Pixie. So we can force discard. We can return this. I guess I just run it out. Force discard. I don't think they have any more reanimation, right? They had to find it with... Okay. They had to find it with the prankster, so that's okay. That's pretty cool. Am I leveling it up this turn? Do I have an instant sorcery? I do. So, play this. Get an otter. Level up. Return this to hand. I can return the temporary lockdown, which makes them discard 2. They get to replay it, but it's kind of fine. Technically, I should do it end of turn. Okay. Interesting. What am I doing here? Because I can return that, but it doesn't do much. I think I do it anyway. I mean, they're gonna manifest either way. Resolve, but I can kill the manifested creature. But they can just play the Oculus naturally. If only I had a way to make them discard 2. I can make them discard 1. I can play this, autopay, kill this, and then attack for 4, down to 6. If I draw a land, I can play this, level it up, and play this. Okay. Well, we drew a land as a tapped one. Unfortunate. Yeah. Close. Helping hand. Picklock Prankster. I think we lose this one. We were very close. I also played the same deck 2 games in a row. It's kind of annoying. Attack for 5. Sure. Is there any possibility we can just win here? No, because they're going to have blockers. Oh, we can win. They're tapped out? Oh, yeah, we win. We do U. They're going to lose 4. And then I play this. They lose another 2. Return this. Alright, and then lose 2. Alright, we found it. Could I have won a turn earlier with that? I'm not sure. But that's a win. I had so much fun with my, not counting the lands, what, 6 rare deck? It's not bad. I mean, this deck almost fits my 5 rare budget series, if not for the lands, right? Alright, switching to the Dimir deck. So what's the difference? Basically nothing. We lose the 1 mana 1/1 that gets counters, the enchantment thing, and we lose Pixie, which makes us a little bit worse at bouncing our stuff, but not too much worse. So we'll keep it. We'll play this. Make them discard. I think this hand's a bit weak, bit heavy on lands. I swear to God, if it's the goddamn Oculus deck again, it's not. Alright. That's fine. I have way too many lands, so get rid of one of these. Like, we're playing this. We can flash this in. I don't think they're going to have creatures, so we're probably just going to play it as a 2 mana attacker. Might get hit with a removal spell. That's okay. Sure. Alright. Land. Pass the turn. Ghost Vacuum. Don't love bouncing it, but, I mean, we can. Just to get my Nightmare back. They're not going to have a lot of creatures, so it's kind of okay. Tap land. That's fine. 2 more life. Discard another card. Sure. Ghost Vacuum. Don't care. Alright, I guess we're going to be attacking with sharks this game. And if they kill this, it's kind of okay. I have too many lands. Sure. I don't know if I should be milling them or not. But I did. Down to 12. Sure. Don't care about my graveyard. They should have got the spell, but that's okay. Great. We can kill that multiple ways. I will discard probably this. Does this deck have ward? I don't think so. It's fine. Okay, that's another land. Force them to get rid of this. I might as well... Ooh, do I play the land? They can make me discard it, but I could also get them to play like a duress or something when I don't care about it, so... I'm going to keep the land. Like, they might pay 5 mana for this, thinking they're getting a good card, and it's just a land. I mean, they draw from that, so it's okay, but, sure. Now, if they play, like, Liliana Plus, then that's kind of annoying, but what can you do? That does nothing. So, it perfectly illustrates what I'm talking about there. Alright, let's sacrifice this Surveil, or Scry, or whatever this card does. It's another one. Is that what I'm looking for? I'd like some bounce. So I think I'm just passing for now. It's a land. Well, animate. Attack for 4. You can mill. Am I helping them? The answer is yeah, kind of. Exile's Tiny Bones. Sure, take 4 down to 8. Catcher Mows. Well, that's scary. Can't do anything right now, though. Alright, 4. Attack. You can mill. So it needs 7, isn't it? How many cards in Exile? 7 or more, yeah. Yeah, we'll play this, make them discard. Down to 2. So they're dead if I attack. They're dead if I find a way to bounce Hopeless Nightmare. They have 4 lands, so they can't do the 6 mana thing here. They need to exile 2 more cards. I'm thinking like exile their graveyard somehow. Then this attack sends them to 6. They're still dead to... Okay. Well, that goes to 6. But they lose a life. Go to 1. Now they're dead if they exile anything. 2 lands. This town ain't big enough wins now. That kills them. Okay, well, that's a 3-0, so that works, I guess. So you see how it played basically exactly the same. We haven't even seen Kaido, which is like such a huge part of the deck. I will say that last game I did technically win with a rare land. So there's that. No bounce again. Yeah, this would be a pixie in the Esper deck, right? But kind of okay with it. Seems fine. Boros, but a tap land could be the tokens deck. Okay, you tap for blue. Alright. Manifold Mouse. Okay, not the tokens deck. So do I kill that now? I mean, I can... we should probably just kill it now, yeah. Let's just not mess around. I would prefer to wait until they play some spells. Okay, this is like a very budget... like this is mice. It's not it's not just a Boros Auras deck. Again, gonna do this sorcery speed. I just don't want to mess around. I do have instant speed removal here though, so I am being a bit paranoid, I guess. Sure. Take 3. That's cool. Do I play that? The answer is yeah. I don't see why not. Play this. Get a 1/1. Pass the turn. I guess I do see why not. If they have the protection spell. Let's just do this now. Yeah, I should have had 2 removal spells up. Or rather, a removal spell and this thing. But that's okay. There it is. I have nowhere to run, so I don't have to worry about the ward. They don't take nowhere to run. So I still don't have to worry about the ward. I have Momentum Breaker, so I don't have to worry about the ward. It's all fine, and this is going to give me another Otter. Opponent is completely out of gas, and I'm at 14 life. Yep, take 3 to the face. These Momentum Breakers can be sacrificed for life based on my speed, which is currently 2. So I can gain 4 if I want to. We'll save the Drowner. There's another Haste Mouse. I can tap it down. There's not. There we go. Nice. I mean, these decks work, right, man? They're pretty solid. And outside of the mana base, it is almost entirely commons and uncommons. It's gotta be the best budget deck. I guess I gotta look at the red aggro deck. You know what? I don't have a red aggro list, but I'm gonna go copy one, import it just to look at the rares. And I'm not gonna be biased. I'm just gonna copy the #1 deck, the top deck on Untapped. Let's just import this. It went to the bottom because it has stuff that I don't have crafted. Okay, rares. Rare. Uncommon. Common. It's actually just about the same. This has 8. The other deck has 4 rares, 2 mythics. It's just the lands. That's it. This deck is much more friendly on lands. So I would say if you don't have rare wildcards and you don't have lands, this is the deck you want to be going for. But if you do have lands and you're looking for a new budget deck, these bounce decks, we didn't draw the best card in the deck, which is crazy. But I mean, it's just these lands, right? All of this, I mean, this is on par with red aggro minus the lands. That deck had 4 of each basic, I think. What was the land situation? It has 11. So that's 9 more rares in the mana base, but 2 less in the main board. But like I said, this Dimir deck, you could probably play the same amount of... Oh my god, we're close actually. And you could definitely get away with cutting some, or just play whatever rares you have. Yeah, guys, I mean, this is a very good budget deck. If you don't want to play red aggro, but you still don't have a lot of rares, definitely check those out. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that's useful in some way, and I will see you in the next one.